Strike the Blood, also known in short form as SutoBura, is a Japanese light novel series by Gakuto Mikumo with illustrations by Manyako. A manga adaptation began serialization in June 2012 and ASCII Media Works' Dengeki Daioh. The 24-episode television anime adaptation by Silver Link and Connect aired between October 4, 2013 and March 28, 2014 in Japan. Plot: the story follows the adventures of Kojo Akatsuki, a vampire in high school who is a bit reluctant to show his powers, and Yukina Himuraji, a teenage sword shaman apprentice who is sent to observe him. It takes place in the Demon District in Itogami City, a man-made island off the coast of Japan that is a freely mingling monster populace. Kojo is suspected of being a fourth progenitor, a powerful vampire that could potentially disrupt the balance of power among the ruling three progenitors. Kojo and Yukina befriend various monster students, some of whom are attracted to Kojo, and whose situations drive his libido that provides the source of much of his power. Main characters, Kojo Akatsuki, voiced by Yoshimasa Hosoya. Kojo was a normal 16-year-old high school student 3 months prior to the beginning of the story, until becoming the fourth progenitor after his predecessor, Aurora Faustina, inserted her spirit into his body as the result of a wish. He claims to remember nothing of the incident. When aroused, his bloodlust takes over and the only way to satisfy it is to drink his own blood, usually from the nosebleeds he experiences. As a vampire, Kojo possesses superhuman strength, speed, reflexes, and durability, but has far greater power than that of a normal vampire due to his status as a progenitor. He has also inherited Aurora's 12 familiars. Due to never having drank human blood, Kojo at first has no control over his powerful familiars, but after drinking an individual's blood, one familiar will acknowledge him as its master. By drinking the blood of others who have familiars, he is able to gain control over their familiar. By Volume 9, he is able to control 6 of the familiars. Kojo is also lacking the 6th, 10th and 12th familiars, the 12th being a Nagisa and the 6th and 10th still have their human bodies. In Strike the Blood X, he has 2 daughters, Reina from Yukina and Muaji from ASCII. Yukina Himuraji, voiced by Risa Tanada, a 14-year-old middle school sword shaman from the Lion King organization. Yukina was sent to observe the fourth progenitor and was told to kill him if he becomes a threat. At first, Kojo tries to trick her into thinking he's the wrong person, but his strength is revealed when he intervenes in a fight between her and another vampire. She is constantly following him everywhere he goes and as a result has become very close to him, even allowing him to suck her blood in order for him to gain control over his familiars. Unbeknownst to her, she was actually sent for this very purpose. With the organization intending for her to be his first blood partner, and even his mate. Like many others, she was supposedly sold to the Lion King organization by her parents. By the end of the first arc, she seems to have developed feelings for Kojo. In Strike the Blood X, she is presumed to be married with Kojo with a daughter named Reina. Asagi Aba, voiced by Asami Sito. Asagi is Kojo's friend and classmate. She's 16 years old. She is an expert programmer and works for the Man-Made Island Management Corporation. She has a crush on Kojo and he kissed him in the end of episode 9. Despite knowing that the island is deeply connected to supernatural personalities and creatures, she had no idea that her friends are among them until Kojo and Yukina finally revealed their true identities to her in Volume 7. She is nicknamed Cyber Empress. In Strike the Blood X, she is presumed to be married with Kojo with a daughter named Muaji. Motoki Yas, voiced by Ryataro Isaka, Kojo and Asagi's classmate. He's 16 years old. Motoki is also a member of the Lion King organization and the real observer of Kojo, the fourth progenitor. He is also Asagi's childhood friend and therefore often encourages her pursuit of Kojo. He's currently going after Koyomi Shizuka and has told Kojo and Asagi that she's his girlfriend, despite having not held her hand according to Natsuki. He is an esper who have the ability to manipulate special sound waves, but needs certain drugs or enhancers to strengthen his ability. Nagisa Akatsuki, voiced by Rina Hidaka, Nagisa is Kojo's 14-year-old sister. She is usually chatty with people she likes, including Yukina, who happens to be her classmate. She is the only main character who knows nothing about the supernatural incidents, as the others conceal such information to protect her. 4 years ago, she almost died after being caught up in an attack by demons, with the result that she is traumatized whenever she sees one. Sayaka Kira, voiced by Ikumi Hayama, a 16-year-old war dancer from The Lion King and Yukina's former roommate. She is highly overprotective towards Yukina and dislikes all men. Yukina tells Kojo that she used to screen her calls because she couldn't stand having a male voice talk to her. At first, she despises Kojo for being close to Yukina, but after she offers her blood to him, Sayaka begins to develop feelings for him. Like Yukina, Lion King actually arranged the meeting between Sayaka and Kojo, intending for her to become his blood partner as well. Sayaka Academy, Natsu Kamehameha, voiced by Hisako Kanemoto. Natsuki is Kojo's English teacher and an attack mage. Despite claiming to be 26 years old, she has the appearance of a grade school girl. She is usually seen wearing a gothic Lolita dress. She is one of the few people who know that Kojo is the fourth progenitor. She is high-ranking mage and is called the Witch of the Void. It is later revealed that she is actually the guard of the magical prison barrier that houses the most dangerous supernatural criminals. Her actual body is sealed deep within the prison, while the teacher and mage everyone interacts with is actually an illusion. Kojo, Aba, and Yaz usually call her Natsuki-chan despite her repeated demands to address her as sensei. Kornan Karnis, voiced by Kaniita, a shy white-haired 15-year-old middle school girl who is Nagisa's friend. She is the illegitimate daughter of the king of Aldegai and was raised away from the royal court. Kornan is La Folia's biological aunt, explaining the similarity in their appearance. After he was dismissed from his position as court mage of Aldegai, Kansei Karnis, her maternal uncle, adopted Kornan with the intention of using her in his angel foe experiment. Rin Tsukishima, voiced by Roi Mochizuki, Kojo's classmate and Asagi's friend. She's 16 years old. Misaki Sasasaki, voiced by Aiko Eno, Nagisa's homeroom teacher. Lion King Organization, Koyomi Shizuka/Paper Noise, voiced by Kana Ueda, the third leader of the organization who ordered Yukina's mission. She appears as a senior school student who wears glasses. The Warlord's Empire, Dimitri Vatler, voiced by Yaki Ono, also known as Lord Ardil. He is a pure-blood vampire who is a direct descendant of the first progenitor. He is in love with the previous fourth progenitor, Aurora, and becomes interested in Kojo after her death. He becomes the ambassador in the embassy of the Warlord's Dominion after the Nalakvara incident. Others, Aurora Florstina, voiced by Kaori Ishara, the previous fourth progenitor, a young girl who passed her title to Kojo after her death. She had another entity sealed in her who gained control of her body and would use her power for its own nefarious goals. During the ensuing fight, Akatsuki gained the temporary allegiance of several of the 12 Kenuas through bribes and upstanding display of character deemed worthy by the noble beasts. With their powers at his command and the fourth herself fighting her mind war of dominance, they were able to prevail, but the evil could not be destroyed as long as it dwells in the fourth's body. At this point, Akatsuki assumes incorrectly that the fourth plans to seal herself away once again to sleep away the eternity, forever entombing herself and the evil she carries within. At this point, he offers to sleep by her side so she would never be alone in her timeless sleep. However, the fourth used her blood compulsion to command her servant to end her life and destroy the evil in her. Thus Akatsuki was forced to destroy her heart while powerless to disobey her orders, and was granted her powers as she died, and his memories were altered as well by the fourth so he does not have to suffer the pain of killing her. A portion of her soul is inside of Nagisa. Rudolph Ustak, voiced by Kenta Miyake, a combat deacon of Lithuania who comes to Itogami City to retrieve the right arm of a saint from the West European Church. He initially controls Astarte until he's defeated the hands of Kojo and Yukina. Astarte, voiced by Yuka Iguchi, a homunculus that controls a familiar. She currently serves Natsuki as a maid. She expresses little emotion and has no particular likes or dislikes. She is not talkative and always says except in a dull, robotic tone whenever her master commands her. Christophe Gardos, voiced by Isa Tsuga, the leader of the Black Death Emperor faction and a former soldier of the Warlord's Dominion. Mogwai, voiced by Shinji Kawada, Asagi's virtual partner who assists in her hacking missions. La Folia Riavain, voiced by Sorioenishi, the Princess of Aldegai. She is pursued by Magnus Craft who want the blood of the Aldegai royal family. She later becomes Koja's third blood partner to activate his third familiar to save Kornan. Kansei Karnas, voiced by Yutaka Aoyama, the leader of Magnus Craft. He is Kornan's adopted father whose younger sister is also Kornan's biological mother. He was a former royal court mage at the Palace of Aldegai. He had plans to make Kornan into a weapon to defeat the fourth progenitor. After the Angel Forks incident, he was held at the Island Management Corporation for observation. Beatrice Bala, voiced by Satomi Arai, an employee of Magnus Craft. She wields a spear containing the familiar Jabra. Loka Rishima, voiced by Yaki Hayashi, an employee of Magnus Craft. He can morph into a beast. Yuma Tokoyogi, voiced by Yumi Ashiyama, Koja's childhood friend who used to play basketball with him. She is Aya's daughter and is known as the Blue Witch. Aya Tokoyogi, voiced by Mikako Takahashi, Yuma's mother and the Witch of Notaria. She is imprisoned within Itogami Demon District's prison barrier. She created a clone of herself in Yuma and programmed her as a key to free her. Mimori Akatsuki, voiced by Sani Kobayashi, Kojo's mother. She is the head researcher of MAR's medical department and a magic physician. Ku Amatsuka, voiced by Yaki Kaji, a homunculus alchemist who is Nina Adelard's apprentice. He wishes to become human by reviving Wiseman to restore his body. Nina Adelard, voiced by Mai Nakahara, an alchemist with a voluptuous figure who is Ku's master. Reino Akatsuki, voiced by Kano Asumi, the daughter of Yukina and Kojo and Strike the Blood X. She is identical in appearance as her mother, except with a bigger bust and wields a golden lance as her familiar. She also inherited her father's abilities as a vampire and the tendency to get nosebleeds when she gets excited. She has the same eyes as her father. She is also a half-sister of Muaji. Muaji Akatsuki, voiced by Minami Tsuga, the daughter of Asagi and Kojo and Strike the Blood X. She bears a similar resemblance to her mother. She is also Reina's half-sister. Media, light novel, Strike the Blood began as a light novel series written by Gakuto Mikumo and illustrated by Manyako. ASCII Media Works has published 10 volumes as of March 8, 2014. Volume list, Manga. The manga began serialization in June 2012 in ASCII Media Works Dengeki Daioh magazine. The first tankobon volume was released on December 15, 2012. 4 volumes have been released as of March 27, 2014. Volume list, Anime. The 24-episode anime adaptation produced by Silver Lincoln Connect began airing on October 4, 2013 on ATX. The series is directed by Hideo Yamamoto with scripts by Hiroyuki Yoshino and character design by Kiichi Sano. The first opening theme song is Strike the Blood by Kishida Kyodon and the Ekboshi Rockets, and the first ending theme song is Strike My Soul by Yuka Iguchi. The second opening theme is Fight for Real by Ultima and the second ending theme is Signal by Kornan Wakishima. Episode list, reception. All the 3 volumes of the anime series release on DVD charted among the weekly best-selling Japan's animation DVD ranking, with each compilation selling over 1,000 copies. The Blu-ray discs were also among the best-selling of a week, and have sold over 4,000 copies per volume. The series received average reviews from anime critics. Rebecca Martin of Anime News Network gave it 2.5 of 5 stars, remarking that the scenes where Kojo and Yukina explain things to each other is an uninteresting delivery, but that the series had promise. Carl Kimlinger found it enjoyable in its own mediocre way, with terribly standard story ideas, yet somehow it hits just enough of the right notes that it's never quite the moldy waste of life that it should be. Theron Martin likened the event progression and action scenes to a certain magical index, including events taking place in a city and a secret program which forces superpowered youths into deadly battles. He found the character designs to be highly appealing, and the fan service to be existent but not the emphasis. However, he noted a drop in artistic quality in the last few episodes. Chris Beveridge of the Fandom Post liked that the first episode focuses on the main two characters, but some of the later episodes in the series had little impact, with important material only showing up in the final minute, leaving himself wondering what it's all about. Dan Rhodes of UK Anime found the first episodes to be a bit by the numbers. The voice acting was competent, although some of the supporting characters were questionable. He found the series well animated, but not groundbreaking. Karen Mead of Japanata did not see much vampire focus in the first episode. She likened the series to a poor man's Fate's Day Night. She thought Yukina's panty obsession was boring, and plans to drop the series if that becomes a recurring gimmick. Rishad Isenbai of Kotaku liked the story's setting of how easy the world can go out of control, but disliked the harem anime cliché copywriters beyond the first story arc, and the one-dimensional, obviously outclassed villains that were expected to be more of a threat for an action anime. References. External links, official website, Strike the Blood at ASCII Media Works, Strike the Blood at Anime News Network's Encyclopedia.